I'm here. Welcome to Willow Tarot. I'm Elizabeth. Let's get started. So we have today, I did read with this yesterday. My videos right now on YouTube do not have audio. I know this. I'm trying to figure it out. Hopefully today's does work. We are going to kick it off with, for our group read this morning, our Decks of Abundance. We are a circle group read. That's the event name. You can find it on Meetup with Oracle and Tarot. I usually go straight to Oracle and just go right through, but we're doing Oracle and Tarot, and we're doing it from Tarot of Mystical Moments and Oracle of Mystical Moments. I love sister decks. And who was it? Crescent was reading with these the other day in my room. For those of you, I think you'll see her as you watch the videos. You'll see my regulars, but and you guys here now, like talking about you guys like you're not here, but and she was reading. Was she reading with this? I think. Anyway, that's why I got it out. And I like it. I like that it's got a sister deck. And for those of you with, is it called the Forest of Enchantment? It looks like it's called the Forest of Enchantment. Linnea Weatherstone, she's an amazing illustrator. She has this past June, I didn't know it, I looked it up, she released an Oracle deck to accompany that, and I actually ordered it. That I ordered. That didn't go in my save for later. All right, so let's see what we have for our reading today. We're talking about sisters, we're talking about sister decks, but familial love, platonic love, hobbies, passions, things that we do to fill our time, ways that we communicate. So let's see what the card offers. So I am going to do an intuitive read like I would normally do. I don't know what that means. And but I'm going to go to the book. We're going to pull one card, possibly one card, one oracle card, maybe two tarot. That's just a reader thing. How many cards do you want in front of you? I want a lot. All right, so let's see what tarot has for our group read. Yeah, I think two cards. These are a little sticky. Okay, we have Mermaid's Love, which is, I like the idea of it, but I don't know what that means because Mermaid's Love, it's card 24, 2 plus 4 is 6. So we do have the energy of the lovers here. Mermaids, okay, according to Disney and maybe Hans Christian Andersen, he actually wrote The Little Mermaid, I think. I didn't read it. I'm betting she died if he wrote it, but they're according to Disney, when they're in the water, they look like fish person, but when they're out of the water, they look like person. So a mermaid's love is what? Transitory? Only if you're in the water? Maybe seeking an unnatural state of reality is where you will find love. And an unnatural might be strong to you. Like, are you seriously stressed out by crowds? Go into one. See if you can find her. I don't know, or him. You know, I mean, I don't want you to throw yourself under a bus or like cause emotional chaos. How close can you get to your discomfort and still be willing to look for what you want? Is what I would say the oracle card means. Let's go to the book and see what they say. Card 24. How close can you get to what makes you uncomfortable and see what you want? Can you still have the presence of mind to focus in on what you want? It's great for good exercise for manifestation, practicing manifestation. All right, so Mermaid's Love. Love, partnership, support, and accord are the keywords offered. And I'll show you. It's unreal. Okay, wait, camera's over here. A loving couple is shown on this card. The woman is a mermaid. Her hair and tail seem to float her through the sky. A man with feathers holds her hand. He grounds and protects her. He is her base. They are from different worlds, water and the sky, but they are complete together. A perfect love union. Their differences make them stronger and balanced. They support each other in their own way, but always from a place of respect and love. Okay, so it was very straightforward. To appreciate those that you're with, to love when you are able to love. Like, it's pretty straightforward to me. What's that? What's the song? Is it the Rolling Stones? I don't like them, but like one of the 3 people on the planet that doesn't like the Rolling Stones. What is it? Oh my God, if you're not with the one you love the one you're with, something like that, you're always with you. So love you first. That's really true. 6 Pentacles, it really matters. All right, but then we have Knight of Cups and King of Swords. Oh, I love her because she sparkles. King of Swords. Oh, by the way, they're women. We have bonus cards. They're called bonus cards in this deck. She offers both to be binary, a feminine and masculine perspective based solely on the physical attributes. In the card, I appreciate this. I think it's a great way to look at tarot. It's no one is any one thing. So Knight of Cups and King of Swords, adding to the mermaid's love. Yeah, knowing or feeling things, feeling something new, whatever you're feeling, it's taking place in an internal system. So people aren't necessarily aware of how you feel, or they could be easily misinterpreting it. You have a scowl on your face, so they think you're angry. No, you're deep in thought. This is your deep in thought face. You're actually very happy. They will misconstrue, mistranslate what you're thinking. It's an internal system, the cups, the emotions, the Knight. You can feel whatever you want, however often you want, to whatever level you want. But then we have the King of Swords, which is congratulations. Now you have to share with the world how you feel. Is that possible? I don't know, but try. But instead of starting with the world, start with the one you love. Start with the person you're willing to find. Start with you, no joke, and then move outwards from there. Love readings, that's not my forte, because I'm more interested in telling you how, or talking about how much you love yourself. I do have a love deck though, so I'm going to pull from it. All right, let's pull a single card from my love deck. And this just means that I look at this deck and I think sex. So to me, that's love. Let's be real. All right, it does. It makes me think about sex. I don't know why. All right. But I'm not like visually going there. I'm very visual, but I just realized I don't visualize everything. Thank freaking God. Thank freaking Elizabeth. I'm trying not to say God, Jesus, Christ, Lord. I'm saying my name instead. It's having an impact. All right, let's very sticky. Let's get a card from here. Just how about, I'm just going to ask for any kind of, what would the deck like to say about what the cards that I just pulled? This is our love reading. Queen of Jauncey, Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go to the book. Queen of Jauncey or Yancey, and it's the Ace of Swords. This is Mira, Meera Tarot. What is it? Here we go. Queen of Swords. It's very interesting. And I'll show you the picture. Queen of Swords. I mean, it's not like every picture does, but it definitely makes me think of primal senses when I look at this card, and sex is one of those. So I like the deck a lot if you guys are interested. Runali Patil. Okay, so the Queen of Swords, the trigger words, it's not keywords, it's trigger words. Well, hold on, I'm going to bring this even more. So we have Queen of Swords. Element is air because we're working in the sword suit. Any card in the sword suit will be associated with air, but they are not limited to just air. You will have multiple elements within a single suit. I teach tarot. Contact me for pricing. All right. When we have the personality, they're leaning towards male. Again, you can choose to look at this card however you want, but the Queen of Yancey, I don't know the pronunciation, male, and it's Libra for the sign. The trigger words, artfulness, no nonsense, strong character, suppressed emotions, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords represents the soul energy, and this is a love reading. The mother archetype, but more possessive, controlling, and demanding than the major arcana empress. She's a fast thinker. She is realistic about what can be achieved and what is best avoided. In the blockage, she has very high expectations, but can anyone live up to them? This card can also indicate someone in your life who embodies both the positive and negative qualities. But what does their presence in your life mean? Oh, and this is Kali. Is that really her? No, why would that be? Oh my God, because I'm reading you guys the wrong card. Why am I reading you the Queen of Swords if I pulled the Ace of Swords? You have to go from ace to queen. That's second to last in the suit. And it's also what would be the mother as opposed to father archetype. I went to the mother archetype in a romantic love reading. That's a little... My first thought is get your mom out of your life. If she's toxic, Um, it's awful, but really, I think moms probably do have, um, I don't know, man. I think moms can potentially ruin their children's romantic relationships through purely selfish acts. So I'm going to leave it at that. You guys can always look up traditional meaning of Ace of Swords, which is what this card is, but I'm moving to the Queen and the mother archetype. And if in your love life right now you have a motherly figure, and this is any caretaker or friend who sometimes puts on the mom hat and tells you what to do, that's not okay. Maybe take a break from them, or at least evaluate how they play into your love life. If your mother archetype is your wing person, wingman, that's not going to get you a date. That's not a good thing. If you are your own mother archetype, and instead of going on a date and having a cup of coffee, you're telling them what they should do with their life and why they have not succeeded, you know, then we're not in a good zone with mother archetype in dating. However, as someone who does express the mother archetype, a caregiver archetype I prefer, and also is a romantic partner, I do combine the two. I do at times mother my partner as well as my children, but it's a different type of mothering. It comes from a different space. But I am always going to have a caregiver archetype. They do layer each other. Okay, that was a beautiful love reading. I actually don't like doing love readings because I don't think I'm exceptionally nuanced at them. But that one blew my mind. That was my type of love reading, which means I'll probably never get any of you guys calling me for a client to be a love reading. Okay, Steve, see your hound. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my roommate, um, basically it makes it impossible for me to, to have any successful dating, be successful in dating. It's how this is, I guess maybe this is more a how to push that person back without being mean, to that person.
Let's see. Let's make this a little different today. I'm going to pull from the Mirror deck, and I'm going to ask, and oh, it heard you. And like in all seriousness, the deck is right here. So how would we work with a roommate?
It's
And
a
not
she,
be
it's a female roommate.
Is she jealous? That's going to be a little different.
I think that might be. I think she might like me.
Ooh. Okay, let's read that she is jealous, just to kind of bring that one forward. Oh, you were so screwed. No, I'm kidding. Oh, okay. So we've got, oh Lord, we do have the Hermit. We have, I mean, not Lord, Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay, so we have Knight of Pentacles, which is good because we're working on how to bring something forward, the Knight, rather than the Page or the Queen. And we're steadily working at this. So the Knight of Pentacles here is associated with, it says slow action, and it's got Mandahar. I might have to go to the book. We might just make this this might just be a love reading what we'll do today, because I don't know what Mandahar is. And then on the other card, we do have Hermit, which is beautiful energy. Anytime we're contemplating anything, which pretty much every day we could probably all be a little hermity, even for like a few seconds. But we have Goddess of Wisdom for Hermit. So, and that's Saraswati. Let's go to the book, and I'm going to double check that I'm actually reading you guys right. Is she older? I'm just curious because I'm getting mother archetype. Even by like 24 hours, is she older?
No, she, like you and I are around the same age, but she's like 15 years younger than us. She's like around 40.
So does she have a lot of siblings?
No, she's used to being a mother to her, I guess to her siblings. She's used to acting like a mother to her siblings and her mother.
Okay. Okay. So one way to look at this, it could be jealous. This is also called a third party reading, which normally I don't do, and I realize I'm just doing it because there's a question of ethics. But she's welcome to watch this and then talk to me. But so it could be that this is just her go-to. Her mode of I want to help is I am a mother, because it's what she was trained to be, and and a lot of times what we're trained to be is what we just naturally fall into, without even if we don't want to. So she's just being this way. Second, she is jealous. She does want a relationship with you and doesn't have one to the one that she likes. Let's go to the book. Let's go to the Knight of Pentacles, and then we'll go to the Hermit, because that's the order that we pulled it in. And I love the book. Go to the book all the time. I have a whole event on going to the book. We do it on Saturdays. But for tarot, I don't normally, because I love the flow of the cards and I'll just keep pulling cards and telling stories. but with a deck that I'm largely unfamiliar with and in a foreign language, it's sharing, I don't know what this is, maybe Hindi, but I'm going to the book. I don't want to screw this up. But it's always okay to read intuitively, like I did that first. You know, do it intuitively, then go to the book. There's never a wrong. Here we go, Pentacles. So we want Knight of Pentacles. And we're looking at the roommate. I might pull a room card too, because those I know. All right, so Knight of Pentacles. So it's Pentacles, so the element is earth, and it always will be. You know what? Steve, okay, I just saw your hand up and I realized it's been up. Did you have a comment for right now, or can I read the cards? Or should you talk about?
When you were talking about Queen of Swords, what comes to mind, examples of good Queen of Swords would be Queen Elizabeth I, Queen Elizabeth II, and Queen Victoria. They were kick-ass Queen of Swords, and they ruled the roost.
They did. The queens, yeah. They were still a patriarchal society ruling a kingdom. And Queen Elizabeth II had because Queen Elizabeth I was the Virgin Queen, and Queen Elizabeth II took a partner. He was like, if Harris had won, we would have had our first gentleman of the United States rather than first lady. Same thing with her. Prince Andrew was the first of his station, I guess. Was it Prince Andrew? No, that's her son. Oh shit, I forgot her husband's name.
Philip.
Prince Philip, yeah, Prince Philip. Well, he was tall too, I think. I think he was really tall. She might have been real short. And she took the fucking throne at like 20 or some shit. She ruled for like 120 years. Longest ruling monarch, I think. Don't ever quote me. Is that right?
She was boss of that family, not him.
Yeah, I hope so. She's the one with the crown. Wear the crown. Okay, let's see. So that is love there as well. While I imagine that marriage was somewhat arranged, she's the freaking ruler of the countries, United Kingdom. So there was definitely, we don't want to pick someone off the street that might embarrass us. Let's make sure he's a good guy. But it's still love. It can still be love. Some cultures have arranged marriages. It's not forced marriage. It's just, hey, we found someone for you. If you like them, go for it. If not, great, find someone else. It's still love. It's so many kinds of love. Like, we live in a system that tries to discipline us against loving, like men to love men, women to love women. And then we can move right outside of binary and just be what we really are. But it's the same society that says we have familial love, we have platonic love, we have romantic love. Well, then if we've got all these freaking loves, why are we creating rules to stop love? Like, we're literally trying to stop love. What the fuck? All right, so Mandahar, Knight of Pentacles. It's female, it's Aquarius and Capricorn and Pisces. Okay, I don't know much about astrology, but the Knight of Pentacles is Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces. The trigger words: afraid to take a chance, slow to involve in love, effort without passion, and gloomy. What an odd deck. So, but for a love reading, that's really perfect. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles' confidence and showmanship can lead him to take serious risks. You might be expressing one of the Knight's negative qualities, being unadventurous or reluctant to do something new or different. It also represents your ability to knuckle down and get on with the job, but also to avoid emotional involvement in that work. This card reminds you that it is time to awaken from those deep sleep, lost or missing passions, principles, or beliefs if you want to improve your life. Embrace potentials instead of squashing them, and you'll create your own success. So here is this, Mandahar. Oh, it is Hindi. The Hindu male name, the meaning is a person who is very, very slow in activity, whether it is in the profession or in a relationship. So she could be Mandahar, slowness to come to you, to tell you, to say to you, I want this, or act like it. Or she could be seeing you as having this slow energy. And again, I don't know her. This is why third party reads really aren't that ethical, because I'm just saying stuff. And she's not here to defend herself or to clarify, but I'm still doing it. But it could also be where she's reading from you that you are interested. And I don't know that, okay? I'm just saying possibly, who knows? Does she read cards?
She's kind of a beginner at it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she and I, that's how we became friends. Is she's really interested in this psychic and metaphysical type things. So that's how we became friends.
Ooh, well, I like her. Okay.
I mean, she's a really great person. You know, she's a wonderful person. Just don't want to date her.
Okay. Is it other than her being younger? Is there another reason? You don't have to say why. I just wondering.
Physical attraction.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Oh, there is this rule I heard for dating. It's half your age plus 7 is the youngest that person can be. My math is shit. But according to that, I could date a 33-year-old. Why not? All right, and I'm 51. I think my math is shit, but I think that's right. Okay, so let's go. So we had the Knight of Pentacles. There's a slow to action, but unless, I mean, I might think someone's not doing something, but if I never talk to them, I don't even know if they want to do it. It's not that they're not doing it. They're never going to do it. They don't want to do it. I'm just assuming they're going to do it. The Knight of Pentacles. It's very odd. Okay, let's go to the Hermit.
I typically date, I don't know, younger women for the most part, you know, I guess because I don't act, I don't have any children. So that means, I guess I act a lot younger and
Yeah.
people my age.
Yeah, I mean, and I think physicality probably has a lot to do with it. Like in my 50s, I'm different, but I think I would want, if my husband were dead, I'd probably want to date someone that was as physically active as I am. And I've noticed that this kind of midway point in life, I start to see where some people aren't maintaining their physical systems. You know, their bodies are failing. So there's so much to take into consideration in dating.
Yeah, be lucky, be happy and thankful you're married.
I am, and I do like my husband. I love my husband, but I was never this grateful, and I'm not. This is serious until I started reading cards and meeting so many different people, so many different clients, so many different questions, and so many of them about love. And it's like, oh my God. So yeah, I am. Okay, well, beautiful. Let's go to the Hermit and see what's going to happen here with the thoughts that we just shared. Each card, the thoughts preceding each reading are going to be part of this card. So the Hermit, the zodiac affinity is Mercury and Virgo, not in Virgo. Trigger words, meditation. I love that it says trigger words. Meditation, detachment, silence, solitude, awareness, and spiritual journey. And it's the goddess of wisdom. She's sitting by a lantern, comfortably reading a book. So this is not someone who had to find themselves in hermit mode because their world was about to just collapse. It's someone who's like, I'm chilling. I love my life. I'm in hermit mode because I like it. 9 reminds us that by allowing our own divine light to shine, we can change the world. So the number 9. And the Hermit is known to always carry the lantern, which in RWS contains the actual sun. Card key 19. All right. The Hermit card symbolizes the truth that many insights can only be discovered through quiet contemplation, away from human society. It represents the most secretive part of ourselves. This card also indicates that this is a time to think carefully before you make a decision and avoid rushing ahead with plans that could push others into doing something against their judgment. Why would that happen? You rush forward with plans and it speeds up a process, causing others to act in a way they may not want, but they're still choosing to act. It's not like you're making them act. All right, let's see. At the portal between human experience and pure divinity, the Hermit is lighting the path for others. At the portal between human experience and pure divinity, which could be looked at as like a flesh wall, like our body is actually that portal. The Hermit is lighting the path for others. Again, they have that lantern, but we all, I believe, have light within ourselves that does shine. Looking onto the world below, the Hermit Tarot card's lantern lights the way for seekers on the spiritual path. Significantly, 9, the number of this card, is the product of 3 times 3, 3 being the basis of the Trinity and the prime spiritual number with connotations of eternal life. Saraswati is the Hindu goddess of learning, wisdom, music, and aesthetics. She is also known as Brahma's wife, Vedabada, the mother of Vedas. Many times you could see her in a white sari, which symbolizes purity, which has a blue border. Not being concerned with worldly goods, she rarely wears jewelry. Detachment with the material world. She is the inventor of Sanskrit and, being a guide, gives Ganesha the gifts of pen and inks and encourages him to write. Instead of a musical instrument, Veena, in this card, she is holding a staff associated with the search for revelation and spiritual truth. During the journeys, the staff serves as a means of both support and protection. The hanging lamp is a symbol of guiding light to those who might wish to follow in her footsteps. The books beside her indicate that the journey is not over yet, that there is a lot to learn. So I don't know, as far as, I think
the 3 is very significant because that's kind of, I started on a new book, and so my number is 3. That's like I'm basing it on numerology, some of it, and so 3 is like my base number.
Steven, I'm sorry. I'm gonna close my window. Hold on really quick. Okay, sorry. My neighbor started mowing their lawn right then, and I was like, "What?" So you're writing a new book. It's on numerology.
Well, I'm using numerology as the basis of things. It's called Vril 1933. It's about these psychics. People thought they were Nazis, but they're not Nazis. They were actually working with the Allies secretly to feed disinformation to the Nazis. So, but the reason I call it 1933 is because 3 is my number. When you do my name, it comes up, and I'm planting the 3s all in the book and in the promo stuff. So I'm working on it now.
That's cool. Sorry, that sounds really cool. I love numerology. I'm so happy. And it sounds like you're gonna have little Easter eggs in there too. That is really cool. I knew that Hitler had a program for psychic abilities. I can't remember because we had talked about it, I think is why I knew about it. That's really cool. So you should have plenty of resource material. Well, shit, if they kept records, I guess you have resource material.
I've got some research that promotes it, and the whole world, like, I'm afraid I'm going to have all these Nazis like chasing me down after they find out that these women were not Nazis, that they were the opposite.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean,
it's going to kind of burst their bubble.
The thing about, like, I mean, I do believe in psychic abilities. The thing that I think about it as, like, if I get a message and I translate that message through my mind to give it to you, I could be so far off it's not funny. So if someone is sitting there like, I'm going to kill the next person that you tell me to kill because you're going to find me a killer. Well, no, dude, I'm going to maybe picture someone killing someone in my head, but all that means is they just had a messy breakup. They're both alive and they're fine, but they had a messy breakup. You know, like, I would be terrified of sharing information when it can mean anything other than what I'm saying.
What these guys did is they actually, like, some of the aircraft that the Nazis had, the Wunderwaffen program, which is like their top secret program to for wonder weapons is what it's called. They channeled and got the information from allegedly from the Aldebaran galaxy, and so they have all these different drawings and plans, like down to like the blueprints that they channel, and that's really weird and interesting stuff.
That's cool. So it's like Hitler's name has come up and Nazi has come up. These are very triggering for people, and it's a part of our culture that should not be erased because it was horrific. So that's why we're having this conversation. But what I was going to say was, so Douglas, I want to say Fraser, but I might. He is at Awkwardly Zen once a month for the Interstellar Meetup, and he wrote a book and he channels. I don't know who he channels. I have heard him channel, but I can't remember. He's been on ships. He has seen the inside of ships, which it fascinates me. He has like a handler. That's I don't know if he uses that word. I believe I'm right, and he's taken on around these ships. It's the same thing. It's just it doesn't involve Hitler. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is valid research. It shouldn't be shrouded under one person's.
Right.
I want to be careful how I'm saying this because it's such a big thing. But what's more important is the psychic abilities that we have and that we should talk about. However, it comes to light. We don't have to use the same context, but however it helps bring the psychic abilities to light, I'm like, yeah, go for it. They're here right now, and we're a part of this.
Right. Exactly. There's something going on. Who knows what's going on nowadays with what our government's doing, and it's probably not above board, more than likely. But these women, they gave the Nazis false information, and I've found some records and that a lot of the generals were planning their attacks, the German generals, and then Ria Orsic and these women were giving them false information to keep the Nazi Reich from being able to move forward and win. So, and it worked, obviously.
That is some strong women too, man. That is cool. That is cool. Okay, well, I am definitely
off track again.
No, well, that's the thing. It feels good. I like today. Today's very different from how we normally do it, and that's good. It's a good thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a rune card, which when we were still talking about the love question, and we still can, I was thinking that, and now that we're talking about psychic abilities because it can come through in any way, the images. So if imagine like future me wants to send myself right now a message, it's not going to be convoluted. It's not going to be a bunch of fucking images. It's too hard to keep up. I'm going to send a single picture, an image, and it would be probably a rune because it's so simple, but they have a lot of meaning behind it. So let's see what the runes are offering us. And we're talking about your new book and wait, what am I doing? Runes. And where the hell? Here. And then what we were just talking about with regardless of the context, psychic abilities should be looked at. Yes, they're real. They're here. Okay, so let's see what rune card pops up to cover all that. Actually, there is a rune of psychic communication. I want to say Tiwaz. That's Ansu's, I think. Ansu's. I want to say that's right. Let's see. The stress is on the first syllable, so I say it a couple of times because I'm trying to hear it. But the stress for the Elder Futhark, the stress is always on the first syllable. All right. We have Yera, which means like cycle, harvest, year. You have some sort of set timeline. But set timelines aren't necessarily based on the Gregorian calendar. They can be, oh, we have a leaf, one leaf on the tree, spring's here. And for the next 4 weeks, we'll wait for spring to arrive. And the same for fall, summer. So it's not necessarily a quick thing, but it's definitely a program is happening. We are following some kind of linear line. So Yera, and that's going to be 19. It's not the 19th rune. It's just in this book, page the 19th card. Okay, I'm gonna read the it's not overly long, it's just my pronunciation is shit. And it's a dead language, so I'm not sure how to say it. So all right, so this is Norse goddess rune oracle, divine feminine perspectives on the Elder Futhark. And this is Sif. And she's actually married to Loki. No, wait. No, Sif was married to Thor, I think. Let's see. Wait, oh no, okay. Sif is the goddess of the harvest. Her hair representing the wealth that comes from the land. golden ears of corn and fields of wheat, the true gold that grows from the land as a result of toil and nurturing. Her natural hair is shorn, representing the harvesting of the crops, and is replaced by magical golden hair, symbolizing the regrowth and life cycle of the harvest. Just as cutting one's hair keeps it healthy and promotes growth, we harvest the crops and prepare the land for more life. An abundant harvest is the reward for patience, well-toiled soil, and the dedication to harvesting when the crops are ripe. It is an ongoing cycle, repeated annually to provide for the community and ensure survival during the winter. Wow. In Skadskaparamal, in the Prose Edda, we learn that Loki shears off Sif's golden hair as a prank. Enraged at this slight on his wife, Thor grabs Loki and threatens to harm him. Loki, fearing for his life, approached the Black Elves, the dwarves, who are famed for their magical work. The dwarves created hair of pure gold that, when placed near Sif's head, attached and grew as if real hair. Thus, the cycle of golden growth began once again, bringing forth more golden abundance created by the toiling hands of the dwarves. So regardless, and I'll go to the divination meeting in a second, intuitively, regardless of how we psychics get our messages out, we get them out. Whatever subterfuge we need to use, we will employ. The gift is more important than the person. Not the reader, but the people around them, because the gift is coming through the reader. It's not that the reader should be self-important, but they should recognize their own value in this. You know, we are not puppets. Well, some of us might be, because I've seen some fucked up channeling, but all right. Divination meaning. Yara is the rune of reward, meaning harvest. I think that's how you say it, Yara. Anyway, it represents the annual harvest period and the cycle of 1 year. It is the only rune that is comprised of 2 separate staves, a notion that mimics the distinct seasons of winter and summer in Scandinavia. Yara is reward for effort, the abundant crop at harvest time. It is recognition for your work, reaping the benefits of your labor in a way that is enjoyable and sustainable. It augurs well for promotion and being valued at work, a feeling of accomplishment when you finally complete a project that you have poured hours of time into. This rune reminds you to breathe, to not finish one task and move straight into the next, but to take time to acknowledge your achievements, celebrate your hard-earned reward, and recognize your worth. A sense of pride in your accomplishments is welcomed with this card, for others have also noticed your hard work and wish you well. Yara may represent the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new. That is very much like Death card Key 13 in Tarot. Perhaps a time to plant new crops and embark again on the cycle of work and reward. It reminds us that rewards take time. This is not a period for a quick fix. Something worth the greatest reward also requires hard work, patience, and dedication. Yara is the only rune that symbolizes a period of time, generally indicating 1 year or 1 cycle. It is time to focus on the harvest that you wish to reap the rewards of this coming year. Plan, prepare, work hard, and you will be richly rewarded. It's like that story, the grasshopper and the ants were all summer long getting ready for fall, and the grasshopper didn't, I don't know, he might have died, but I don't remember the end of the story. I have ADD. But the idea is plan for what you want, plan ahead. It's hard to plan for love, except to be open to it, I would say, because we're falling back on the love. And then when we talked about the psychic gifts, sometimes it's okay to plan like it's a good idea, knowing that you will never implement those plans. They'll never be allowed to see the light of the sun. That's okay. You're still able to intellectually come up with them, so that's something. It's not a prison until you put up the fucking bars. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, no worries. So that was our that was our read. That was fun. I love our meetups, but that was a lot of fun. It was so different. That was really cool. Well, since we are doing it a little different, Steve, do you? Steven, we kind of covered. So, Steve, do you have anything I can in the next 10 minutes? I'm happy Do you feel like you have a question?
Uh, oh, I just want to comment. Have you ever seen on YouTube a woman named Elizabeth April?
Uh-uh.
And she does remote viewing, and she says she uses remote viewing. She can remote viewing find out why Oprah was successful, and she find I think she's hilarious.
Huh. Elizabeth April? I'll have to look her up. Remote viewing. I've done that like once or twice. I sucked at it. Takes practice, Eight of Pentacles. And we just talked about that in here. It takes practice. Like breathing. Just practice it like you practice breathing. Be fine. Oh, okay. So no questions, Steve? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully this video will have audio. I've spent 2 days trying to look at this, which I am learning stuff, so I'm really happy. And I'm really learning, I'm glad I'm learning the tech side, but I'm very glad I'm not getting as pissed off as I usually get. And I did throw my mouse the other day, but a fake mouse, not like I have a squeaky mouse, and it didn't break. And I was almost hoping it would because I threw it really hard. But that was it. That was the only time I really lost it. So I'm doing really good. All right, guys. So we are not, I don't believe we're meeting tomorrow. I think it's our off week. And I will see you guys again on Monday if you're free. And then keep an eye on the calendar. I did cancel about a week's worth of events. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be in Tokyo. So
Look at you. Oh my gosh.
Cool.
I'm going to the suicide forest.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Take my cards. I'll be respectful. Seriously, I'll be respectful. That YouTuber got in trouble for that quite a few years ago. I think it's the YouTuber. I said this before. These two brothers that had the Netflix show. I cannot think of their name. And I think that Logan. No, not Logan Paul. Wait, it might be Logan Paul. He's the MMA guy, I think. Anyway, one of the brothers took a picture of a hanging body in the suicide forest and then put it on his channel. This was probably a decade ago anyway, and it did not go well. But it was before, I kind of have the feeling it was before we were in force canceling people. So he kind of got, and the guy's got a Netflix show, it couldn't hurt that bad. But he took a picture of the body, and I just wouldn't want to do that. Why am I telling you all this? I don't know. Never mind. Okay, so let's pretend we're ending on a really happy, positive note. All right. So I will see you guys on Monday and possibly before in the Meetup universe if we happen to be at the same event. All right. Bye, guys. And check out my